We've been experiencing a flooding pattern for pretty much most of March at this point. It's been about 3 weeks of rain, and what we're getting are these little cut off tropical lows coming from the equator and then shooting up over the islands and stalling, just dumping tons of rain on us. The result of all these storms, as well as all the driftwood from albizia trees coming down, and also sea rise from climate change, are causing the loss of Wailua Beach. And here you can see, looking along the bike path and the parking lot for the beach there, it's just all gone now. There used to be a nice sandy beach, and it is gone. You can see the materials being staged at Cocoa Palms for the road widening project. There's going to be 2 lanes heading north and south, all the way from over by the gas station to the Wailua Bridge, and this should help to free up traffic considerably in this congested traffic corridor. With so much erosion, the bike path is undermined in several areas, and here you can see where the showers used to be, and those have been completely taken out by the encroaching ocean. All the brown water in the bay is caused by runoff from the mountains due to all the introduced invasive species not holding the ground together like the natives used to. All of the light-colored driftwood that you see on the beach is albizia wood. This is an introduced species that has taken off in the last 20 years and become highly invasive. Our reefs did not evolve with this type of driftwood on the beach battering the coral. In the background, of course, is the sad and gutted and dilapidated Cocoa Palms that is in sorely need of being utilized for something else. When you walk along the bike path, the little bits of grass you see on the other side of the bushes here is already separating from the concrete walkway, so it is easy to see that most of that will be gone soon. This last remaining ironwood tree, you can see it standing over the bones of its deceased ancestors. These last 3 will probably be taken out very quickly here, either by the ocean or by the county workers, as they form a hazard now. Here you can see the concrete entranceway to what used to be the parking lot, and then there are a bunch of rocks that extend out in a rectangular pattern into the ocean of where we used to park. So that's all gone, as well as the beach that was in front of it. And of course you can see all of these trees that have been knocked down by the encroaching ocean. They've got some excavators today. It looks like they're trying to clear some of the wood off the beach or something. I'm not quite sure what they're up to. They recently built this rock wall underneath the bridge to reinforce the base. So much erosion from the mountains now that this river just runs murky brown anytime it so much as rains a little bit more than normal. The last rains did flush out some of the albizia trees that were jammed underneath the bridge. These poor old buildings down here have already been knee-high with a flood this year just a few weeks ago. And now let's take a peek into the old Cocoa Palms area here, and you can see how everything's pretty much torn down or gutted, waiting to be rebuilt. You can see the lagoons. The folks that are doing the road work are using the property as a base yard for some of the materials, so you can see all that stuff down here. As we come in closer to the beach, you can see the large ironwood trees that have toppled over recently and are in the surf. Almost all of the other wood is light colored, and that is the invasive albizia trees. All of this driftwood are albizia trees. This is an introduced non-native species that's one of the fastest growing trees in the world, and it's absolutely taking over the uplands of Kauai. So we didn't used to have driftwood like this on our beaches, but every year now it just gets covered with it. This destroys our native reefs and causes a chaos in the ecosystem. It also looks real junky and makes it unpleasant to swim. So for about the last 5 years, every winter now, tons of this albizia wood pumps out of the Wailua River, gets pushed out into the bay, comes around the point here, and then goes over the top of the wall and into the Lydgate Ponds. So we've had tractors and community work days for the last couple weeks now, and they've gotten a lot of the wood out. There's big piles on the beach. You can see the excavator. Still quite a bit of it in the ponds there on the right side, but you know, just a week ago, this was almost half completely filled with the wood. So they've made a lot of progress, but you can see how dirty that it makes the lagoon, and all the wood just going down the beach. It's just trashes it. So for a lot of visitors who love the Lydgate Ponds, you can see the work that is done by our community here. A lot of it is volunteer, just helping to make this place nice for everybody to use. Aloha.